We got a lot of rain coming up across the state of Texas over the next 5 days, and a lot of folks need it. Some folks don't, and some folks, even though they need it, are still going to get way too much rain. Let's talk about it in the Wednesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hey, good morning. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Buddy and Chief David Reimer. It is Wednesday, the 10th of May, 2023. 13 years ago today, I was chasing tornadoes around the Oklahoma City metro as a relatively new storm chaser. Today, I will not be chasing tornadoes. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But in terms of the weather forecast across the state of Texas over the next 5 days, we've got a lot of rain to talk about. Let's just go ahead and get to it. The severe weather outlook for today, we've got two zones we're going to be watching for. The first is already ongoing across portions of the upper Texas coast, southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, and the piney woods of East Texas. That threat, again, is ongoing by the time you watch this video and could continue through the afternoon hours. Localized damaging wind gusts over 60 miles an hour and perhaps a tornado. The second zone we'll be watching is late this afternoon into early this evening along the dry line, and that's across portions of the Permian Basin, West Texas, and the Texas Panhandle for isolated to scattered thunderstorms capable of producing hail, nickel to perhaps ping pong balls. Winds 60 to 70 miles an hour. We could have quite a bit of blowing dust with those storms, and the overall tornado threat is very low for those folks. Let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model for today and tomorrow. This is going to be showing the storms this morning ongoing. We're going to see that generally start lifting a bit further north into the East Texas, the piney woods of East Texas, and Northeast Texas this afternoon. The potential for heavy rainfall and flooding. And then, of course, also this afternoon, we could see scattered storms east of the dry line across parts of the Panhandle, West Texas, Permian Basin, eastern New Mexico. Some of those could have strong winds and some hail. So we head into tomorrow. Tomorrow may end up being kind of our in-between down day, as we're going to be in between upper level storm systems. So we may be pretty quiet, but you might see the dry line firing off just north of the Red River in Oklahoma. Looks like we're going to stay capped. A lid going to remain on the atmosphere south of the Red River, which would prevent storms from developing. But if for some reason we did see a storm fire up tomorrow afternoon, northwest Texas, it would likely be severe. In terms of the threat of flooding over the next couple of days, well, how about this? How about I press the right button for one? And you know what? It really does help to press the correct buttons indeed. I thought I had honestly set that up, but obviously I didn't. So we'll just do it on the fly here because, well, Baldy and Chief isms. Today we do have the potential for flooding ongoing by the time you watch this video along the upper Texas coast. That threat is likely to expand and move northward into the afternoon hours into the piney woods of East Texas and Northeast Texas. The Weather Prediction Center having a level 1, 2, and 3 risk out. That means the potential for flooding to become more numerous does exist, especially in that yellow and red shaded region. Of course, the overall flooding threat will be in areas that have already had heavier rains over the last few days with saturated soils, and where we see heavy thunderstorms occur this morning. Now, with tomorrow's break, mostly, that's going to take us into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Long story short, it is going to rain. It's going to rain a lot. And it's going to rain in most portions of Texas. Although obviously we'll see some folks get higher rain chances than others. As you can see off the global forecast system, and this is just to give a visual perspective, we're still going to have to nail down specific timing for these waves of storms, etc. But it's going to be wet, and this could include places that really need the rain. The Panhandle, West Texas, Big Country, Concho Valley, etc. And as we head on over to the forecast for flooding on... I'm really doing a good job this morning, y'all. Oh boy. As we head into the threat for flooding Friday and to Friday night, you'll note we already have that enhanced area of flash flooding potential indicated across parts of the Hill Country, the Concho Valley, the Edwards Plateau, with the risk extending north into the Big Country. North Texas, Central Texas, Northwest Texas, even parts of the Permian Basin. And this whole area is actually going to expand on Saturday to include all of I-35, even to I-45. So this is going to be day one. Saturday into Saturday night, we're also going to see quite a bit of heavy rainfall. So keep in mind, it's going to get pretty wet. Now, in terms of how much rain we're expecting over the next 5 days, this is from 7 a.m. this morning through 7 a.m. Monday. This is going to change somewhat. You know, this is just more of a overall forecast rain total thing. Obviously, totals are going to vary over short distances. Some folks will get less, some folks will get more. And this heaviest rain corridor may still shift, but, I mean, the entire state looks like it's going to at least get 1/10 of an inch of rain out of this over the next 5 days. All 254 counties in the state of Texas. Some folks are going to get a multitude higher than that. For example, some data is showing parts of the Edwards Plateau, South Central Texas, and the Hill Country could end up over 10 inches of rain by Monday morning. In fact, some data gives 10 inches of rain by Friday night, which would be problematic to say the least. So the threat for flooding is definitely going to increase, but as a whole, we're looking at across the eastern, 75-80% of Texas, at least 1 to 2 inches of rain. Eastern half of Texas, looking closer 2 to 5 inches of rain. And then portions of the Concho Valley, Central Texas, down in the Edwards Plateau, South Central Texas, could be looking at 5 to 10 inches of rain. And obviously that could cause flooding, so that could become more of an issue as we get into Friday and Saturday. Now, rain chances look like they're going to start decreasing as we progress through Sunday into Sunday night. But we may see another round of rain as we get into Monday as a cool front starts moving south into the state of Texas. That would mostly be a southern half of Texas rain event as we get into Monday. But again, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. It's going to get wet. The good news is this is also going to put a pretty good dent in the drought, and some folks are going to get out of the drought completely. So that's good news, but we don't need all the flooding issues that could arise. Also, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at this point, the severe weather potential mostly low. That being said, we will have to watch for damaging straight line winds, some hail, maybe a tornado as we get into Friday afternoon into Friday evening, especially across the Edwards Plateau. We may see some stronger storms move in from Mexico that could have strong winds, maybe some pocket change size hail, in addition to the potential for all that very heavy rainfall. So we'll be watching that, but frankly, I think the threat for heavy rainfall and flooding is probably going to be the more common hazard Friday, Saturday, Sunday than severe thunderstorms. This is much more of a summer tropical rain event than a springtime severe weather event. But we'll be watching it. Obviously, we can deal with multifaceted weather events here in the state of Texas and have many times before, but yeah, it's going to rain, and it's going to rain a lot. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to rain. So we'll be keeping an eye on things here. We encourage y'all to do the same. You can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just keep an eye out for the interactive weather radar in it as well. This is what happens when I don't drink my morning coffee. I've been trying to decaf the last few days, and obviously it's not working out well. So, interactive weather radar in our free mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers in the Google Play Apple App Store. And, of course, you could visit our website, texasstormchasers.com, for the interactive weather radar there as well. We'll have another Texas weather roundup out by 7 a.m. Thursday. We'll probably have another video update out this evening as well as we keep an eye on the sky. Y'all have a good Wednesday. Do not drive in the floodwaters, please. Remember, turn around, don't drown, and don't total out your vehicle. Have a good Wednesday. We'll talk to y'all later.